morning, Jessica.
Good morning, Dharma.
Good morning, Rainey.
Morning, Dharma.
Good morning, Jessica.
Good morning, Dharma.
Good morning, Rainey. Uh-oh.
Morning, Dharma.
Morning, Jessica.
Good morning. Good morning. Trying to see the temperature for today. What's the temperature? How do I move this?
Good morning, Robbie. Good morning, Susie. Hi, Lee. Welcome, everyone. Good morning, Venerable Kelsa. Good morning, Arlene. Heyman and Patty, good morning. Good morning, Venerable Tenzin Lamo.
Good morning, everyone.
Did everybody enjoy their extra hour of sleep last night? I sure enjoyed mine.
My cat woke me up at the same time.
Well, yeah, the cat says, what clock?
Exactly. I don't know if he'll adjust like that for the next 6 months or if he'll finally adjust to what he'll do. Maybe if I get him real tired, he'll be able to sleep late. If I keep him up tonight, then he'll be able to sleep later tomorrow morning. I don't know if it works like that with cats.
Cats are on their own clocks at all times.
Yes. It's fun to experiment.
Good morning, Elise. Good morning, Alejandra. I'll get you started for translation.
Donna, can I share my link with Moya that is here with me?
Do you want Moya to translate
Join.
instead?
No, just to join the.
Should be possible. I'm going to go ahead. I'm starting now on translating, I think. Yeah, Alejandro, I've got you started on translating. Moya should be able to come in. Is she is here?
Please have a seat. Good morning, Venerable Hamula. Good morning, Venerable Kelsa. Good morning, Venerable Tenzin Lamo.
Good morning.
Good morning to Venerable Tudin Chuing.
Yeshua.
Good morning, Dhamasi. Good morning, Nili Wong. Good morning, Pati Panditji. Good morning, Lee. Good morning, Hen.
Good morning, Keisha.
Good morning, Jessica. Good morning, Arlene. Good morning, Alejandra Chedin. Good morning, Helen. Good morning, Fernanda, Marcelo. Good morning, Renee. Good morning, Goina. Good morning, Felix. Good morning, Sandy. Good morning, Dr. Watkin. Good morning, Susie. Good morning, Elise. Good morning, David too. David Stibble. Good morning. Good morning, Nicole. Good morning, William. So anybody watching YouTube, good morning. Venerable Hamala will lead usual prayer.
So we'll start with Shakyamuni Buddha's mantra 3 times. Te ata mune mune maha munaye soha. Te ata mune mune maha munaye soha. Te ata mune mune maha munaye soha. Now, Medicine Buddha, verse of praise and mantra. Bhagawan with equal compassion for all, name when merely heard, dispels the suffering of the lower realms, dispeller of disease and the 3 poisons. I prostrate to Medicine Buddha, lapis light. Te ata om bekanze bekanze maha bekanze bekanze raja samugate soha. Te ata om bekanze bekanze maha bekanze bekanze raja samugate soha. Te ata om bekanze bekanze maha bekanze bekanze raja samugate soha. Ata om bekanze bekanze maha bekanze bekanze raja samugate soha. Te ata om bekanze bekanze maha bekanze bekanze raja samugate soha. Te ata om bekanze bekanze maha bekanze bekanze raja samugate soha. Te ata om bekanze bekanze maha bekanze bekanze raja soha. Now the 4 measurables. May all sentient beings have happiness in the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends and hatred for enemies. May all sentient beings have happiness in the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends or hatred for enemies. May all sentient beings have happiness in the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends or hatred for enemies. Now the verse of praise and mantra for Chenrezig. Not veiled by any fault, white in color, whose head a perfect Buddha crowns in light, gazing compassionately at all beings, To you, Chen Razik, all saying one, I prostrate. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 You know the person praise and mantra for green Tara. Tare liberates from cyclic existence. Tutare liberates from all fears. Ture liberates from all sickness. I prostrate to the liberator mother, Tara. Om Tare Tu Re Soha. 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 You know the refuge in bodhicitta prayer.
Please, all my friends, set up the positive motivation for the class, okay? Not to just to benefit yourselves, not benefit all mother sentient beings. And motivation does matter. Motivations, according to spiritual practice, the motivation play important roles. That setting up motivation does matter. Okay, any practice, any form of practice, spiritual practice that you do, so that we must set up positive motivations. Okay. So the reciting refuge in bodhicitta prayer is all about setting up bodhicitta motivations. So then your practice become more powerful. Sanje chodan soje chonam la chajo pardon dane chabson dage chushe jibe sonam je andola penje sanje ruba sho Sanje chodan soje chonam la chajo pardon dane chabson dage chushe jibe sonam je Dola peje sanje ruba sho Sanje chodan soje chonam la chancho pardon dame jablan dage chushe jibe sonam je andola peje sanje andola Tada lame mena miya je omboda jajin la so chuchi chola chawa chaba nama sanje sura rabdo shishin devin jujo ban deda shiji tambe chunye chine dishi je namol haye keda luda neje yuti banda dabi Dawa kunje nana jiza ma tamje kedo dage chu tendo kange tuze nyeso ne dawa tamje pambe tambe chu ne tenze ma godam de ma chance oh yeah so good morning Moya, are you in England or Mexico? Oh, Mexico, okay. Good morning, Jill. Good morning, Michael. Good morning, Govina. Arlene, good morning. Jessica. Yeah, so we begin with the meditation that I taught last Sunday continues. Okay, so why I'm doing this? So I want you to have like the full package. So when you do meditation, then you have full instructions, that you learn full instructions. So then, why is very important? Fourth Pension Lama, fourth Pension Lama said, so very meditation that I kind of like try to lead here is very good for everyone who hasn't achieved shamatha. Good for all of us. If you already achieve shamatha, so then need to move to the second level. So need to focus on the shunyata. So anybody who hasn't achieved, so it's very important to learn how to meditate and what is going to happen during your meditations and what kind of obstacles do you face. When you face obstacles, what you should do, all of that, okay? Thangri legends, same neighbors, Thangri legends like whoever's walking towards shamatha. So this meditation is very helpful to keep your mind focus. Keep your mind engaged into the object. Very object here we choose is nature of our mind, conventional nature of our mind. That is the object. Okay, the object needs to be familiar one. Otherwise, that our focus will not improve. If we keep changing the object, our focus will not improve. If you are not concerned about maybe not, your concern is not about shamatha, it's about to keep your mind calm day-to-day life. In that regard, then I think it doesn't matter, object, it doesn't matter. But object needs to be familiar, otherwise you'll just struggle with just to find the object. You may spend a lot of energy just to find the object, so then all this energy is kind of wasted, okay? So first we meditate, so then after that I'll talk, so I hope there's enough time. Yeah. You could say the word, you could make it a word, my mind. You could say my mind, clear knowing, like space, no color, no shape, no like space, which has ability to reflect everything, like mirror. The minute you point to something, it will reflect there. So like that. You start with you begin with that. My mind, clear knowing, like space, nothing to really see, nothing to find, nothing to see. So that is the object. Not the easiest one, but that's the object that's been mentioned in this teaching. So we'll do maybe somebody just ring the bell or maybe say something after 10 minutes. Okay, 10 minutes. We'll do 10 minutes. When maybe whenever Lamula will track the time, 10 minutes. Okay, so ransom my mind, Sishiriba, clear knowing, Tongzang Namgatabo, like empty like space, no color, no shape. That's the object. It's time to focus, all right? no expectations, no concern. Not concern related to the past, the concern related to the future, none of that. Just to be present. At the moment, keeping mind on the object is that's most important. Not to worry about the sharpness of object. Not to worry about the details. this focused meditation should be like child looking at things. No opinion, no expectations, no judgment of thought. Just look at as it is. You need to remind yourself object, simply say, my mind, clear knowing, like space. Time is done. Huh?
Yes.
So now maybe talk 5 minutes, so then maybe meditate again. See what will happen. Now, if you're doing the meditation, if you need to remind yourself the object, you just simply say, my mind, clear knowing, like space. If you need to readjust your object. Here, you should not expect something easy. No, that nothing is easy. No, everything needs to put some effort if you want to make some result. So then eventually the object not right away at the beginning, keeping the mind or object, that's the most important things. So if you worry too much about the sharpness of the object, so you may end up readjusting your object again and again. So that will that itself becomes the obstacle to keep your mind on the object. Okay, so you're too much worried about the sharpness of the object. You end up readjusting your object again and again. So that become obstacles to keep your mind on the object. So then you lose the whole point. First, keeping the mind on the object. There should not be other thought. Means only thought among those thought. Some of them relate to the past, some of them relate to the future. None of that. That means in the text it says zero concern. Should not have any expectations. Like then, what this meditation should be look like? Child looking at things. No opinions, no judgmental thought. They just look at as they are. Like that. Even though there's 6 methods, but this one is highly praised by a lot of great yogis and yoginis. So now, after that, after a while, so eventually you will probably gain some kind of clarity of the object or sharpness of the object. So that's very good news. It will happen. It's not like it will never happen. That's not true. It will happen. It will happen. Whether you know how to start the fire or not, when you start the fire, it will burn. Eventually, it will burn. So that's the nature of fire. Once you focus, it will focus. So then doing that, focusing on the object with no concern, no expectations, keeping your mind on the object. So result will be then you will achieve non-distraction state. So your mind is no longer going to be distracted. That's how mind becomes calm and peaceful. Why they're so important to have calm mind, peaceful mind? Your assessment for the situation and circumstance, everything will be much stronger, much better one, stronger one, much better one, because the mind is calm. Any assessment, how you say assessment? Assessing circumstance or noise. So much better one. So then after a little while, so you may, as I said, you may gain like some clarity or sharpness of the object, so then focus there. Now the strength of the sharpness and clarity when it's become about to get weak, so need to be aware. The subtle thinking mind is about to take over your meditations. Subtle thinking mind is about to take over your meditations. So then, if you lose that strength of sharpness and clarities, so that means first, when the strength of sharpness and clarities about to get weak or diminish or weak, so that's the kind of sign that you to be aware that very subtle thinking mind is about to take over your meditations. So that means you need to boost your strength. To challenge, you need to boost your strength. Then if you lose the sharpness of strength, so that means subtle thinking mind is taking over. But you did not lose the object, but you lose the clarity of the object, or sharpness of the object. So now there's no sharpness, there's just clarities. If you lose that, so then the gross thinking mind already took over your meditations. So need to be aware. Who is analyzing that while you are meditating? Separate setup, awareness, what is called introspections. Introspections, that's the one analyzing. Separate setup, awareness, that's called introspection, that's the one is active while you're meditating. Similarly, you walk on the path with your friend, you are fully aware of the very path that you're walking on. Simultaneously, you're aware of the person's facial expressions, the talk, everything like that, exactly like that. So you may not face this first obstacle, but maybe there are second obstacles like excitement mind. When your mind is about to get distracted, that's very subtle thinking mind is about to take over your meditation. You need to be aware. If you are not aware, so then what will happen? The next step, so that you are on the object at the same time you are some other thought rising together. Both of them there. Both of them are very present. On the object, same time, some other thought. So that means subtle excitement mind is about to take over your meditations. You need to be aware. Then, if you are carried out by the thought, if you let it continue the thought, so then you will be carried out. So then gross excitement mind is taking over your meditations. So then pretty much it's done. Not for the rest of life, but that, at the moment. The moment. So these things need to be aware. You need to be aware. Please don't feel discouraged. Somebody else did it. You could do. Somebody else did the same way that we are doing now. It's not like right from the beginning they become expert. No, never happened in the past. It's not going to happen now. Not going to happen in the future. You need to put some effort. Second, your calm mind, peaceful mind. When you look at the teaching of the six perfections, the last two perfections, someday chishis, concentrations, samadhi, Sanskrit, some concentration, samadhi, make your mind calm and peaceful. So then you will have better judgmental or better judging the circumstance, the situations. Very positive way, very positive way, some very positive way. At the beginning, as I said, should not worry about the clarity or the sharpness, just focus on the object. It will get better. To get better, it definitely get better. It's just all this. That's how much effort you put. So that meditation then should not be too long. I'm not just saying this. So we need to be skillful. This meditation should not be too long. If it's too long, so then you may be not aware that you are probably taking over by thinking mind, but you still believe that you are meditating. Actually, it's not meditating, that you are just meditation taking over by thinking mind. So then doing that, long term, it will kind of create the problems that you may become the habit, half sleep, half meditating, going on this, then like, so then we're supposed to go like this, 20 minutes, they get up, all the textbooks are here, all the piece of paper note is here, wondering somebody who took my notebook, meanwhile I realize it's here. That happens. I think maybe in the monastery people are not getting enough sleep. So that's why while they're doing, so they're during the daytime, so many things happen and then in the evening there's a bunch of the commitment that you try to do. And you sit there, all your students, reciting prayer outside the house, they're reciting very loudly and you're there. So then the students are wondering when you're going to call them to stop. Students outside, they're wondering when they're going to get break. Meanwhile, you are like napping. You are like mixing your prayer with the sleeping, saying some prayers, maybe finish like the first two lines of refuge, maybe never able to finish the whole refuge because first two lines, then you fall asleep. Then you wake up, then you start again, then you up. So then you barely finish the 40 miserable. So I'm just taking 40 miserable example, but I don't think anybody sleeps for the refugee Buddhist prayers. But there's longer prayer. You say half of them you sleep, then you sit again, then you sit again. Meanwhile, students outside wondering when you are going to call on them to stop. Now it's enough. So they get kind of like stressed out because they have been saying like hours that teacher didn't say, because then meanwhile the teacher is like, it's not the bad thing, not getting enough sleep. Then eventually it goes like this, and goes like, then good. Then probably there's longer meditations taking place on the table. Then wake up, no AC, piece of a few pages of the prayer is here. Then wonder maybe your friend teased, or maybe somebody took. Nobody took is here because there was sweat stuck here because maybe 20 minutes on the table. So that's why meditation should not be too long. Otherwise, your meditation will all mix up with the kind of the sinking mind and little bit sleep. So then you sit there a long time, not really like there's not much energy. So then a lot of the time has been wasted. So meditation should be short. Jungse nyambarashas. So now this is time to do something, not just talk. We've been talking here 20 plus years, every week, twice a week. Every Sunday, every Wednesday, been talking like last 20 years. It's time to do some practice, some meditations. Need to learn. If you're really wondering how can make our my mind peace, that's exactly how it's been done. The instructions have been taught and tested, produce a great result. If we put some effort, every day, some effort, we just sit down, some effort. If you cannot find time now, you are never going to find time. When you're going to find time? Never, ever. This is the best opportunities that we have. If you put some effort, you can make progress. But you need to learn how to do. So then, after that, when thought rise, thought will rise because thought has been rising all the time. It's not like, last whole week there's no thought. It's not like that. A thought rise even while you are doing the practice. Isn't it quite amazing? Like, oh, mama, not easy. Yeah, we need to put effort. Otherwise, thinking about eradicating disturbing thought is not that easy at all. Not easy at all. While you are doing the practice, even then, negative thought rise. Can you imagine that you are doing the practice at the same time that negative thoughts rise. You are reciting the mantra, at the same time you are saying the foreign negative thoughts sneak in. Wow. So that shows that the intensity of this disturbing thought is so powerful. So therefore, we need to focus. We need to put focus, able to bring it back right away. Yeah, rather than worrying, oh, why there's like, I'm not going to do practice because now negative thought rise. That's not good. Bring it back right away. Regret, and think that next the mantra will purify that, and that I will not give any chance the negative thought are sneaked in while I'm doing my practice. So what I realized, because I'm distracted, that's why thought rise. I'm distracted. I'm not here. I'm not here physically, mentally, verbally. I'm here physically, verbally, not mentally. I'm not here. I just thought pops and I just let it, how you say, let it continue. I could stop, but continue. Also, the minute you realize, then eventually you will realize the minute the negative thought rise, you recognize right away. Before you don't recognize, it just comes and you just carry out. Now you recognize right away, then you kind of, wow, like even doing the spiritual practice, the negative thought rise. Can you imagine now? Not easy. Doesn't mean it's impossible, but we need to put some effort for the sake of your own happiness. As I said, spiritual practice, helping yourself, that's all, nothing more, nothing less. It's helping yourself. So then eventually you become better and better. So then you are pretty much there when you do prayer, when you do review meditation, you are there, pretty much there. You're pretty much there. Before you are there 10%, 90% you are not there. Now eventually, now you are there 20% you are there. So now eventually you are 30% there. So then eventually the percentage rise. Then you are there 90% of the time, you are there. You're very aware what you're reviewing, what you're going through in your mind. You are 100%, 90% you're aware. Oh, so that is meditation. So then you are there. That means you are present. You are present. You are not in the past, not in the future. You are at the present. So then eventually that percentage will be 100%. Oh, then that's great. Then it brings tremendous joy. It brings tremendous joy, and like you feel fortunate. You feel like your life has meaning, and not just meaning, huge meaning. Your life has meaning, that you realize that every moment of this life is very precious. Eventually you realize that. So then, this is nothing to do with eating something, looking at something. No, it's all happening here. Every joy that you experience is produced by thinking. You could call meditations, review meditations. Very good for the beginner, review meditations. To keep your mind at the present moment, review meditations. And such as like this, just sit down, my mind, clear knowing, like space. Short. The meanwhile, to be aware, thinking mind, excitement mind will rise. Take our meditation. There's something to be worried about, something to be concerned about. And there's something you can do, See, first maybe like just 1%, then 2%, then 3%, then 10%. Then it will improve. It will improve. There's no doubt, there's no question. It will improve. Everything we do, there's potential that can be improved. Making tea, first time doesn't taste very good. Second time, talk to some friends who makes good tea, learn. Maybe there's too much water, maybe too little tea. Maybe there's too much tea, maybe too little milk. Eventually you adjust, you bake. No, the first time when you bake, doesn't comes out very good. So now somebody says, oh, Neely makes one of the best the banana bread. That's how that become how she become expert. Oh, she made it many times. Not just talk about banana bread, never met one, just talk about banana bread, never met one. To talk about banana bread, can become expert. No, can become expert. You cannot become expert of the Lamrim meditation if you just talk. You become expert of talking about Lamrim, but no, you don't become expert of meditating on Lamrim. Oh, very important. So all of us, we have equal opportunities, equal potentials to improve. Okay, so all my friends, so it's time to do some, meditation, not just always talk, okay, or set up on your happiness. So then please also read that sixth method, what my meditation should be looks like, or it should be looks like child looking at things. It could be like oceans, surface, some waves drip down, never moves, like that. Okay, the sixth method. So that I already explained. So time, still time. So then, of course, we all worried, including myself. Oh, while I'm meditating, maybe thought will take over. That thought will rise. Don't worry, thought will rise. It's the part of the process. So now the question is, when the thought rises, what I should do? Because I'm trying to create here complete instructions for you to do productive meditation. That's all. Not to know like. So now you are meditating, thought rise. First method or technique, how to deal with the thought. Thought rise. Namdo kanji ngolas. Whatever thought, whatever types of thought rise, whatever types of thought rise. During the meditation, even like thought of giving something, generally speaking, is good things. But in this case, it's become obstacles. Your mind should be on the focus, not like carried out by giving something, doing practice of generosity. These are become obstacles. Generally speaking, these are good things, but in this case, it's become obstacles. Whatever types of thought rise, first method, namdo ki ngola teni chongsus means maintaining your meditation simply staring at the thought. Make sense? Maintaining your meditations simply staring at the thought. Whatever thought they rise, just stare. Look closely. One way you could say just recognize. Look closely, just recognize. Maintaining your meditations, looking at the thought, staring at the thought. Maintaining your meditations, looking at the thought rise. Thought of chocolate chip cookie from the whole food, warm one, warm chocolate chip cookie from the whole food. A thought rise. Or maybe cheesecake, chocolate, whatever thought they rise. Look at the thought. Namdoki ngola teni chongsus. Look at the thought. That's all you need to do, just look at the thought. Just all you need to do. Look at that very thought is also like space. There's no color, there's no shape. What happened when you look at the thought? It will disappear. When it disappears, what's going to look like? It looks like space, nothing else. When it looks like space, you are back to your focus. You are back to your focus. When the thought disappears, it's not like you are going to see some yellow color or something green. No, it's like space. Then you are back to your object. You are back to your object. One first method. When thought rise, first method. Second method, maybe that method may be suitable for someone else. Maybe not suitable for everybody else, maybe suitable for somebody else. You follow that technique. Second, thought rise, you are you are very determined not to continue that thought. You want to cut the thought right away. Oh. In this case, introspections, separate set awareness that analyzing that you are on the focus or not on the focus, either you are thinking or getting too excited, the separate set of awareness called introspections, Shijin. That is like I. That is like I. You see, thought rise, you see, that's like I. Mindfulness now is like sword. Mindfulness is like sword. Arrow that coming to you, arrow from all directions. That's the thought. Different types of thought. Meditative rise is like arrow coming towards you. Mindfulness is like sword. Every time the arrow rises, then you stop. Namdogi ngora teni chongsu. Second one is like namdola to the bujum chapas. Right away, stop. Right away, you stop the thought. Right away. You need eye, introspections. You need thought to stop. Mindfulness. Arrow that are coming towards you. These are like thought. Stop right away, like that. Second method. The third method, just be aware. Just be aware why thought rise. How it rise, why it rise, how it rise, where it goes. Just look at that, how it rise, why it rise, where it leads. Just let it go. Just let it rise. Like just to be aware why it rise, how it rise, where it leads. Eventually, it will come back. It will come back to you eventually. Like say you are like boat. You are like boat, the middle of the oceans. So there's a bird that trapped into that boat in the cage, desperately want to fly, and you just keep them there. It's not going to help. Just release that bird, it will fly, probably wandering some other better place to land or some other place. Fly, realize there's nowhere to land. The boat is the only place to land, nowhere else to land. It will come back to the boat, finish. These methods are mentioned by fourth pension of the Chujin. So I think these are all very much relevant in our for our like mind. Okay, these are three methods that you can apply while you're meditating. So all this knowledge then will help. You are there, 1 person, 2 person, 3 person, 4 person, 5 person. It gets better and better, become easier and easier. Then can you imagine? Can you imagine that you can, if you say, oh, I'm going to focus on object, doesn't have to be your mind, your awareness. It can be a flower, it can be painting, it can be color, but it has to be one. It can't be multiple things. Because why? Because the point is to keep your mind on the object. If you keep changing object, then your mind just always moving. then that's not good. That's why all the stress generated, because there's too much movement in our mind. There's like 100 different thoughts every single day, sometimes every hour. If you start to count, when you wake up till you go to bed, you start to count how many thoughts, or number is staggering. Number is going to be staggering. You can't even probably count. Even when you're doing the spiritual practice, even then, oh my, so just forget about if you're not doing spiritual practice. So then, less thought, more focus, more calm mind, more peaceful mind. Very good. A lot of benefit for the health, a lot of health benefit, physical health, a lot of benefit for physical health, all the blood circulation, everything will be, when you get nervous, the blood pressure shoots up. That clearly shows there's nothing to do with the Buddhism. There's the part. So when mind gets calm and peaceful, everything will kind of like balance. Okay, so the best method. This is the best method for people who are not achieved shamatha. That's the best method for people who haven't achieved shamatha, to keep their mind on the object and keep their mind calm and peaceful and keep their mind at the present moment. This is the best method. Best method. It's like you yourself introducing yourself to conventional nature of awareness. That's what it's all about. So when you become so good, when the percentage of that become like 90s, probably 100s, so then time to focus on the shunyata. Okay? Yeah, so then now, time is over. So maybe next time one of the venerable nuns can lead the meditation. Probably you can do a better job than my broken English. So then people do the Benjamin of the Chujin did mention 9-round breathing meditation is if it's necessary. If your mind is all stressed out, like all upset, you can meditate. You cannot meditate. Sorry, you cannot meditate. Either your mind has to be neutral or something positive. That's the best state of mindset that you can meditate. If your mind is already upset or stressed, so then 9-round breathing meditation is important to keep your mind settled, making your mind settled. So then 9-round breathing meditation did mention Benjamin the Chujin. So then generally speaking, traditionally there's so much preliminary practice has been done. It's not just you just jump there and sit, not like that. A lot of preliminary practice has been done. So then all the dissolutions happen. Then right after that, traditionally then you dissolve all this, the merit fields into your center of your heart. So then you become one with the merit field. So then from there, so then you start with this meditation. So, and a lot of you probably not happy, don't know all this preliminary practice. So it doesn't matter, but you can still meditate. You can still meditate, okay? All this preliminary practice to help to, part of the preparations to have realizations of, shunyata. There's all this preliminary practice. Hours of preliminary practice has been done. So then you do the Mahamudra meditations. But anyway, so you get benefit. Okay? Yeah, so you try, I try, so this is the best opportunities. So if you cannot do now, there'll be no time. You'll never ever find any time to do. This is the best opportunities. Even 5 minutes a day is worth it, okay? Oh yeah, thank you very much. So then, as I say, if you do too long, then mix all your meditation mixed with sleep and all kind of things. So that will be short. Need to be fully aware, fully awake, fully aware. That's how the meditation energy has to be there. Okay. Oh yeah, thank you very much. So we'll stop here. So it's over. The time is over now. 3 minutes ago or 4 minutes ago. So Venerable Alhamdulillah will do dedication. So thank you very much.
We'll start with the dedication verses from Master Shantideva's Bodhi Karyavatar. May all beings everywhere, plagued by sufferings of body and mind, obtain a notion of happiness and joy by virtue of our merits. May no living creature suffer, or ever fall ill. May no one be afraid or belittled with the mind weighed down by depression. May the blind see forms and the deaf hear sounds. May those whose bodies are worn with toil be restored on finding repose. May the naked find clothing, the hungry find food. May the thirsty find water and delicious drinks. May the poor find wealth. Those weak with sorrow find joy. May the forlorn find hope, constant happiness, and prosperity. May there be timely rains and bountiful harvests. May all medicines be effective and wholesome prayers bear fruit. May all who are sick and ill quickly be freed from their ailments. Whatever diseases there are in the world, may these never occur again. May the frightened cease to be afraid, and those bound be freed. May the powerless find power, and may people think of benefiting each other. For as long as space remains, for as long as sentient beings remain. Until then, may I too remain to dispel the miseries of the world. Now the long life prayers for His Holiness. The land encircled by snow mountains, you are the source of all happiness and good. All powerful Chen Reizik Tenzin Gyatso, please remain until samsara ends. And the one for Sarah J. Kinsen Rinpoche Jetson Lo Sandalak. The one who mastered his speech at a very young age, one with great patience, who received the name Amatare. One with great precision, who spread the teachings of Lama Tsongkhapa on bliss and void. Lama, ornament of the yellow hat tradition, please remain until samsara ends. The long life prayer for Lama Zopa Rinpoche. You who pull the subduers more away, who serve as a bountiful bearer of all, sustaining, preserving, and spreading Manjunath's victorious doctrine, masterfully accomplish magnificent prayers honoring the three jewels, Savior of myself and others, your disciples, please live long. And 7 green Tara mantras for Geshe and Geshe samples. Long, healthy lives. Om Tare Tu Re So Ha. 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 Om Tare Tu Re So Ha.
Oh yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. So everyone have a wonderful weekend. Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Geshe-la.
Thank you, Geshe-la.
Thank you very much, Geshe-la.
Thank you.
Thank you, Geshe-la.
Oh, 도지제.
Thank you, Geshe-la.
Thank you.